Hey guys, Palsa here. Let's get it started.
Well, I would completely agree with you if he doesn't play 20 games one season, miss another 28 another season, and then this past season missed about 53, 52, or 53 games. If he shows up to work, then I'm good with it.
He's just a human, he needs to heal. Let people take the routes that they need.
That's all I care about. Having said all of that, as it pertains to this particular issue with Boston, I completely agree with you. I support Kyrie Irving on this. I don't think he did anything wrong, personally. I know he's going to get fined, and I understand that the league has to fine him because there's a level of decorum and professionalism that they expect from their professionals, even though they're subjected
Understood.
to an alarming level of hostility. But I also want to say this. Do I condone the Boston fans going at him with some of the venom and hostility that they have spewed? No, I don't support that. But as long as it ain't a bunch of racial epithets and stuff like that, you know what? When you are in a hostile environment, you're going to get hostility.
Yeah, it is part of the game. It's all part of the game. Despite all of that, you gotta, you know, roughing it out. Team spirit.
That comes along with it. As long as people keeping their hands to themselves, they ain't throwing anything at you like they threw at Russell Westbrook when they poured the popcorn on him, or they're not getting so excessive to the point where LeBron James had to have somebody removed and all of this other stuff. If they're just doing something to throw you off your game, well, guess what? You're gonna have to live with that because this is something that nobody's brought up. But I'm gonna bring it up, KP, because of Ben Simmons and what he's going through. Do you have any idea how that's going to incentivize fans in hostile environments to come at players in an effort to gauge what will work and what won't work against?
Lesson: never show your vulnerabilities to the people ever. Especially in such a high profile person. Who knows what's going on, but it will be exploited.
Them? You got to remember that. If I got a player that is clearly affected by venom and hostility and things of that nature for whatever reason. Could have been towards a team, it could have been anything. But once publicizing that, unfortunately, I'm not sitting there saying it's right. But because that's been publicized and people are viewing him as an individual that can be rattled, well, guess what? They want to find out who else can be rattled. So you can expect and anticipate a lot more of this, especially as time goes on when you see the exorbitant amount of dollars dudes are getting paid, combined with the level of inaction that takes place. Guys sitting out because they want to avoid injuries, they want to avoid getting hurt, or load management and stuff like that. People walking through the turnstiles to pay their hard-earned money and don't get to see the players that they want to see. Now,
Yep, it's just, I guess, I don't condone it either, but it's like, I guess it's the baggage that they carry for being, in the high profile NBA players. They're perceived differently, so that's just what it is.
give you a perfect example. Here in Los Angeles, I am in Los Angeles right now. Do you understand, ladies and gentlemen, that LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George all play in LA? Not one of them played in the playoff game this weekend. You have any idea how egregious that is? Does anybody have any idea how egregious that is? That's very egregious. And so when you look at it, and then you combine that with the number of games missed, when you look at a Kyrie Irving who we're talking about, and again, we applaud his greatness. But the reality of the situation is there's some people that's looking at Boston against Brooklyn, and they're saying, damn, both these dudes should be deep in the playoffs. One of them's going home. You know who they're blaming? They're blaming Kyrie because they know that if Kyrie had played a majority of those 53 games he missed, Brooklyn wouldn't be a number 7 seed playing in the first round against the number 2 seed. They would have been higher, and you would have faced somebody else and faced a quality team like the Boston Celtics later in the playoffs. So people look at this stuff. But in the end, what it comes down to is this. We should love the fact that Kyrie Irving responded the way that he did. He's showing he cares. He's showing it matters. And more importantly, he didn't answer with vitriol. He answered with an epic performance. And
Yep, 100%. And they just rattled them on high efficiency Get ready for high efficiency. KD, Kyrie, high efficiency playoff run. I'm ready. I'm excited.
He put them on notice. This is just the first installment. I got more for y'all. And guess what? We should all want to tune in and watch. I will defend Kyrie to the hilt in that regard. These people came at him. He came right back at them. It wasn't a great look. He knows he's going to get fined, but he's willing to accept culpability for that. And as long as there's no violence going on, and he's willing to accept the fine, then I say do what the hell you want to do if they're going to come at you that way. As long as we're getting that performance with no violence whatsoever, I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
Yep. And that's a wrap, ladies and gents. Let's see how the playoffs unfold. Bye bye.